Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. Welcome to Bitcoin 5,000 plus. 5,000 plus. We're at 55.75 right now as of the recording of this video. Bitcoin just flew past the 5,000 level. Just literally flew right past it. Didn't even really bother to stop after this little consolidation. A very tight little pattern, very good pattern, and it just exploded up out of this. I was expecting a handle or some kind of a pullback here. Just too much strength in the market. You know, you have to set your opinions aside, and you have to go with the market. And yeah, that's kind of what you have to do as a trader. So I know a lot of people sold off up here, anticipating some kind of a pullback, but nope, didn't get that. We explode high. You've got to get in. You've got to get in. These types of moves that come out of strong bases like this tend to go for some time. And there's really no catalyst for Bitcoin to move lower at this moment in time, just every catalyst to go higher. The next catalyst in Bitcoin's journey is going to be the hard fork of Bitcoin Gold. The only question is that. What do we do? What happens to Bitcoin after everyone has their free Bitcoin Gold? Do they hold on to it? Do they sell it off at that point? Is that when we have the next correction and potentially pull back to Bitcoin 5,000? So, you know, if you missed the boat here, number one, you're only up about 10% from Bitcoin 5,000 to 5,500, so you really haven't missed that much. But you do need to be a little more patient with your positions if you're buying up here, because you could be due a pullback pretty much at any time back down to 5,000. Although I will say this: if you look at previous consolidations in Bitcoin, Bitcoin 3,000 was never tested. If you look at this consolidation, when it finally broke over here, it was never really tested. It looks like it came back and tested once briefly. There we go. Looks like Bitcoin came back and tested once briefly, but the move over wasn't substantial. So this is kind of an oddball out right here, this particular base pattern over 1,200. This did correct and right away, which we're not seeing in Bitcoin. So if you notice this high, here's a nice base. We went up, but we instantly corrected deep into it and chopped around the breakout area. We're not noticing that right now. We're noticing we're holding above highs, so that's bullish. If you look at this high in Bitcoin right here, boom, never tested. So you definitely could be in for a nice run in Bitcoin. I wouldn't, get this number out of your head. Get the 5,000, get the large number out of your head, and pay attention to the price action in the charts. That's really all you need to know. It's just the price action. So one interesting thing is that Ethereum, just in the past few hours, has started running. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart and get an actual time frame. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like 2 hours, in the past 2 hours, Ethereum finally started to get some volume in it. There's a little bit of selling up here, but we're still holding really tight in this pattern. Ethereum is going to be good for a nice run. It's very, very refreshing, and to be quite honest with you, it feels very good to know that Ethereum is running with Bitcoin. That kind of gives you some confidence to know that hopefully in the next week or so, some more of these altcoins will start to have moves. Unfortunately, many have not. They've been floundering. Litecoin recently kind of was moving in tandem with Bitcoin, pulling back here a little bit, getting into a nice secondary entry point, pulling down to about 50% of this move. That would be a nice place to enter Litecoin right here. OMG doesn't really have the bottoming action here isn't too crazy, but this is an inverse head and shoulders. We talked about this in the live stream the other day. One of our members, Haas, actually mentioned this and had a nice run, hit our target here, and bouncing now off the breakout point, and heading back up. Hopefully OMG has bottomed. There's a lot of people that love OMG, and I would like to see this thing finally, break out again. Maybe we go towards highs, but we are still consolidating, so you don't want to jump in too early in a situation like OMG. You need some confirmation. Neo had this nice big run up here after this big drawdown from the all-time highs in Neo, and now we're consolidating in this kind of channel right here. It's been obeying this channel since I drew this a few days ago. We drew it based off of these two levels and based off of this low. Yeah, really obeying this channel. If we break down from this channel, that could be bad. But, you know, we could go all the way to the top of the channel from here at some moment in time, which is about a 20% up move. So that could be good for a trade, possibly longer term hold if you're interested in holding NEO. So a lot of these altcoins, while they are very weak, I don't know if they have a lot of downward momentum left in them. We're seeing some bottoming action, some sideways action. We're starting to see some pops here. Litecoin is an example. Dash is a bit of an example, even though Dash is kind of weak here. We've been stair-stepping lower, getting a little bit of a bid here, getting higher. You know, you just have to pick your spots here. Pick your spots. Look for strength in coins. This is some nice volume here in Dash. Ethereum Classic, not doing a whole lot, but we do have a nice volume bar right here. You know, we still have a higher low in place in Ethereum Classic. QDOM not doing a whole lot. This really isn't a leading coin. It just fell apart. I didn't notice that. I'm just clicking around at this point, but man, this thing just fell apart. This is why you can't anticipate. You cannot anticipate in markets, and this is not healthy price action. Actually, technically, this is a head and shoulders. And I noticed it, but I didn't really want to call it out. But if I did, it looks like it actually may have made the target. Wow, it did. Holy crap. It made the target from this head and shoulders. I kind of noticed it. I apologize, I didn't call it out, but I never expected it to get that low. That's crazy. So some of the lesser known coins, some of the less high quality coins are going to flounder. You really need to pick your spots. If you're living down here in this land, if you're out of the top 10 coins, please be careful and pick your spots. This is very dangerous. This is very dangerous. But the money is going into quality coins. I think we're seeing a lot of institutions picking some of these up. There's been a lot of chatter about, you know, coming out of JP Morgan, coming out of Goldman Sachs. That means they're already in the market manipulating these things. They're already in the market buying them up. They're already in the market trying to establish long-term positions. There's recently news of an ETN that's going to be announced for Ethereum. I believe it's Ethereum. And they have a $250 million position already established. Maybe it's Bitcoin. I think it's Bitcoin. It's like 53,000 Bitcoin for 250 million. Yeah, so I think it is Bitcoin. But it's an ETN they're establishing to trade on public markets, it looks like. And, you know, there's institutions coming into the market. So another good catalyst going forward. But Bitcoin is up. You go with Bitcoin. You go with the price action. Set your opinions aside. Set the price aside. The price means nothing. The price means nothing. Round numbers kind of mean something. But other than that, it's of no consequence. It's of no consequence. So Ethereum running, Bitcoin running, not too much else. Not too much. So you got to pick your spots and be very good with your stop loss orders. All right, guys, I'm going to try to do a live stream tomorrow. I apologize for the late video and being gone the last couple of days. I've been extremely busy. Thanks for sticking with me, and we will see you in the live stream. Have a good day.